Hello everyone. Once again, welcome to PM Networking. Hope you all are doing great. Guys, today in this video, we are going to discuss one well-known feature of BGP that is known as BGP backdoor. Backdoor. Okay, so this is one of the well-known feature of BGP that we are going to learn each and everything about this feature in this video. So this video is going to be very helpful for network engineer, very informative, right? Or for the people who is preparing for network engineer job, right? Because interviewer also asking question from this feature, right? From BGP, interviewer is asking multiple question in interview, so make sure you will learn BGP in detail, right? And today in this video, I am going to make you understand everything about BGP backdoor. Okay, like we will discuss what is BGP backdoor, then we will discuss why we need it, why we need this feature in BGP, and then how it's work, how to configure. Okay, so we are going to discuss everything in this video. But before that, let me make you understand this topology. So in the topology, as you can see, I have three router 1, router 2, and router 3. All routers are directly connected with each other, right, through serial link. The network which I am running between router 1 and router 2 is 1.1.1.0/8. The network I am running between router 2 and router 3 is this one, and the network which is running between router 1 and router 3 is this one, right? And on router 1 fast ethernet 0/0, I have configured this IP address from network 192.168.10.0/24 network. So my IP address is 10.1, and I have created one loopback over here. Okay, so this IP actually no, this is IP address of loopback interface, and on fast ethernet link I have configured this IP address 10.1.1.1, and I have created one loopback, and on loopback this is your IP address. In the same way on router 3 also you can see on F0/0 I have configured this IP address, and on loopback 1 I have configured this IP address. Fine. So as you know, BGP has two administrative distance value, internal and external. On router 2 I will configure BGP AS 1600, and router 1 I will configure BGP 6111. So between router 1 and router 2 we will configure eBGP peering, right? Our peering will be eBGP, and as you know, eBGP, for eBGP administrative distance is 20, right? Administrative distance is 20. So suppose I am talking about this network 192.168.30.0. When router will advertise this network, right, it will advertise in BGP as well, because between router 2 and router 3 also we will configure BGP pairing, eBGP pairing, right, between router 2 and router 3 and router 1 and router 2. So router 3 will advertise to router 2, router 2 will advertise to router 1. So router will receive this prefix through BGP with administrative distance 20, and same router will receive same prefix through eIGRP, where metric will be, where AD value will be 90. So which one is best? Best is eBGP, right? As you know, lower administrative distance value means more reliable route. So router 1 will use route from BGP. So we will configure BGP backdoor so that this router should use eIGRP prefix. Okay, so first of all, let me make you understand what is BGP backdoor. So guys, always keep in mind, BGP backdoor is an well-known feature of BGP which is used to change the AD value of eBGP, right? As you know, by default external BGP has an administrative distance value of 20, and with the help of BGP door we can set administrative distance value for eBGP is 200, right? So if we will configure administrative distance 200 for eBGP, right, so now router 1 will receive this prefix from router 2 with AD value 200, right? So router will use eIGRP path. Then router will use eIGRP path. So interviewer can ask you multiple questions from this single topics. So try to understand everything, guys. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you that why we need BGP backdoor. So suppose if two routing protocol is providing route information for same destination, right? So as you can see, this one is my destination, right? And here router 1 is getting this network from two other routing protocol, from BGP as well and from eIGRP as well, right? So if two routing protocol is providing routes information for same destination, the administrative distance is the first criteria that router will use to determine best path. Okay, what I am saying, that whenever a router will receive the information of a network via more than one routing protocol, then router will use AD value. AD value, this AD value is first criteria of router that router will use to find best path, that which path is best. So now according to BGP, AD value will be 200 if you will configure BGP backdoor, and according to eIGRP, AD value will be 90. So router 1 will receive, router 1 will make entry this route via router number 2 in their routing table. That means router 1 will use eIGRP routes, not BGP routes. So in some scenario, we need to configure BGP backdoor. Like in this scenario, if my LAN user from here wants to communicate to the LAN user who is sitting here, right? By default, your traffic flow will be like this. Yes or no? But with the help of BGP backdoor, we can configure path from here to here like this, right? That means router 2 and router 3 will use what? eIGRP. Okay. Now, and one more thing, always keep in mind, the lowest administrative distance value is a more reliable protocol, and you can say link as well. So why do we need to change eBGP AD value? Hope now it's clear to you. So answer is, and it's same in the same way interviewer is also asking question that tell me why do we need to change eBGP AD value, right? So this is one of the most asked network engineer interview question for L2. Whenever you will go for L2 position, right, interview will ask you this type of question. So always keep in mind answer will be what? Why we need to change eBGP AD value? Whenever our router learns about a network through eBGP and also through IGP. So whenever my router will learn a prefix from eBGP and IGP. IGP means interior gateway protocol like RIP, OSPF, eIGRP. Okay, like this. So whenever a router will receive the information of a network via eBGP as well as IGP protocol like OSPF, eIGRP, RIP, then our router always choose eBGP routes because it has low administrative distance value. So every time router will use eBGP protocol, right, routes. So that's why in some scenario we need to change the eBGP administrative distance value. Okay, as you know, AD value for eIGRP is 90, AD value of RIP is 120, and AD value of OSPF is 1110. So and by default AD value for eBGP is 20, and here I am going to set 200. Fine, with the help of this feature. Okay, so now we are going to configure part. So see, first of all, let me show you that I have already configured IP address on all devices. This is IP configuration of router 1, and I am not running any routing protocol now. So I have, okay, so there is one routing protocol running. Let me remove it. Say no router eIGRP 100. So if I will verify now, so here I am running BGP as well. So go to here and say no router BGP 6111. Fine. Now if you will verify so IP protocol, you can see I am not running any routing protocol over here on router 1. Let me show you the IP configuration of router 2. So see, on router 2 I have configured only 2 IP address, so there is no any loopback exist on router 2. Let me check protocol. So IP protocol, so there is no any routing protocol running on this router. And on router 3 also, let me verify. So you can see these are IP configuration of router interfaces. And so IP protocol, let me check protocol. So here also you can see I am not running any protocol, but IP configuration is done. And here is your task. Here you can see what configuration we are going to perform here. So configure eIGRP 100 on router 1 and router 3 and advertise the interfaces. So between router 1 and router 3 we will configure eIGRP and we will advertise our LAN and loopback networks. After that, configure eBGP peering between router 1 and router 2. So we will configure eBGP peering between router 1 and router 2 here only. After that, configure eBGP pairing between router 2 and router 3. Here also we will configure eBGP pairing. Then make sure R1 gets 192.168.30.0 route from serial 2/1 via eIGRP. So what we need to do here, first by default router 1 will receive this network via router 2. So here when we will configure BGP backdoor, you will see your router will install this prefix information of this network via serial 2/0, serial 2/1 link via eIGRP. Okay, so let's start configuration. Let me configure R1 first. So on R1 I am going to configure eIGRP. First router eIGRP 100 and network is 192.168.10.0 and there is one more network 10.0.0.0. Fine. In the same way, let me configure eIGRP on router number 3. Go to config T, say router eIGRP 100 and network 192.168.30.0 and one more network 30.0.0.0 and one more network that is 3.0.0.0. So I need to configure 3.0.0 here also on router 1, 3.0.0.0. Now so IP eIGRP neighbor, so you can see neighbor is fine. So IP root eIGRP. So you can see router 1 have one route for this network via 3.3.3.3, that means via router number 3. Now I am going to configure BGP pairing between router 1 and router 2 and router 2 and router 3. Then you will see this router will install this prefix via router 1.1.1.2 on which link on serial 2/0 which is connected to router number 2. So go to global config mode and say router BGP AS number is 6111 and your neighbor is 1.1.1.2 whose remote AS is 6100. Fine. After that there is one more neighbor 3.3.3.3 whose remote AS is 6333. Right. Now I am going to advertise network 192.168.10.0 and there is one more network 10.0.0.0. Fine. Let me save this configuration on router 1. Let me go to router number 2 and here also we need to configure BGP. So go to router BGP 6100 and say your neighbor is 1.1.1.1 whose remote AS is 6111 and there is one more neighbor neighbor IP address is 2.2.2.3 and whose remote AS is 6333, right? So now if you will verify BGP neighbor, so IP BGP summary, so here you can see neighbor is 1.1.1 and 2.2.2.3. This is router 3, this is router number 1. So this router have so IP root, so this router have 192 prefix, no. So now what we need to do, now we need to advertise network in BGP, but before that let me enable BGP on router 3 also. So go to global config mode and say router BGP, AS number is 6333 and your neighbor is 2.2.2.2 whose remote AS is 61000 and there is one more neighbor 3.3.3.1 whose remote AS is 6111. Fine. Okay. So let me check what is missing. Okay, so I think I have configured something wrong here. So IP, it's saying passive send neighbor 2.2.2.2 passive /2/2 peer in wrong AS. Okay, so let me check what is wrong. First of all, let me remove BGP configuration, no router BGP 6333 here. Okay, and on router 2 let me check what message I am getting here. Okay, fine. So here also let me say no router BGP 6100 and on router 1 also I have configured wrong AS number, so that's why I am reconfiguring BGP router BGP 6111, right? Now router BGP 6111 and neighbor is 1.1.1.2 whose remote AS is 61000 and there is one more neighbor 3.3.3.3 whose remote AS is 6333. Okay, so you can see this one is wrong AS number 6100. Okay, so now I think configuration on router 1 is done. Let me go to router number 2 and here also say router BGP AS number 6100 and neighbor is 1.1.1.1 whose remote AS is 6111 and there is one more neighbor IP address is 2.2.3 and whose remote AS is 6333. Fine. Let me save the configuration. So IP BGP summary. So you can see neighborship with router 1 is up and neighborship with router 3 is now down. So let me configure router 3. Say router BGP S number is 6333 and here neighbor is 2.2.2.2 whose remote AS is 6100 and there is one more neighbor 3.3.3.1 whose remote AS is 6111. Okay, now let me verify BGP neighbor. So IP BGP summary here. Okay, so yes, just it will take few seconds, then neighborship will come up. You can see the log message here. So on router 2 you can verify. So IP BGP Summary, now both neighbor are up. Yes or no? So now I am going to advertise networks in BGP on router 1 and router 2. So go to global config mode again and say router BGP AS number 6111, and this time network is 192.168.10.0, and there is one more network. Let me advertise it. Network which is running on fast Ethernet 0/0 10.1.1. You can say 10.0.0.0. Fine. Now let me, and till now if you will check, so IP route, you can see this route, or this route 30.0 is reachable via router 3 directly, right? But go to now router number 2, not router 2, on router number 3, and here also I need to advertise network router BGP AS number 6333, and here network 192.168.30.0, and there is one more network 30.0.0.0. Fine. So now on router 1, if you will verify routing table, so IP route, here you can see this route is reachable via BGP via router number 2, right? And this route is still reachable via eIGRP, but I'm talking about this route. See, so in the routing table of router 1, now this route is available via BGP. So just I want to increase the AD value of eBGP, because I don't want to learn this network through BGP. I want to learn this network through eIGRP, because router 1 and router 3 both are directly connected with same links, right? Suppose the bandwidth of these all link is same, so this path will be best for router 1 and router 2. So this is the scenario where we need to configure BGP backdoor feature, okay? Because you can see for switch 1 and switch 2, suppose source is switch 1 and destination is switch 2, so between source and destination best path will be router 1 to router 3, but because of eBGP, router have choose this path, which is not best because of least AD value of eBGP. So now on router 1, I am going to configure BGP backdoor services. So go to router BGP AS number 6111 and say network, which network? 192.168.30.0 network, which is running on router 3, right? After that you can define mask or you can leave mask. Here you can say backdoor. So this command, you will run this command on router 1 and you will run same command on router 3 also. So go to router number 3, and for now let me show you one thing. So IP BGP, so here you can see this is my network, this one is best and valid, so that's why this router install this prefix in their routing table. So IP root, in their routing table you can see 192.168.10.0 and AD value is 20, right? So this value I need to change. Go to global config mode and say router BGP AS number is what? 6333, and network 192.168.10.0, which is running on router 1, and say backdoor. Now if you will check routing table of this router 3, so IP root, so now you can see 192.168.10.0 is reachable via eIGRP, because here you can see administrative value is 90, but why 192.168.10.0 is not reachable via BGP? Because now BGP is using eBGP is using 200 administrative distance value, right? So what happen if I will down this interface, go to interface a serial 2/1 and say shut down, right? Now, so IP root. Now again you can see 192.168.10.0/24 is reachable via BGP, but AD value is now 200. Here you can say AD value is 200. So this is one of the most useful feature of BGP. We can say that, right? Say this, that BGP backdoor is one of the most useful feature in BGP. So in some scenario, we need to change AD value of eBGP. So this is how you can change the AD value, how you can configure, and hope it's clear to you that why we need BGP backdoor. So in some scenario, whenever router will receive a route from eBGP and IGP protocol, so that time router will always use route via eBGP. So sometime we need to tell to router that you should use IGP protocol. So this is how you can increase the administrative distance value of eBGP. Okay guys, and on router 1 also you can verify it now. Say so IP root 192.168.30.0 and longest prefixes. So here you can see, right? Now on router number 3 I am going to up the interface again, interface serial 2/1 and now say no shut. So here if you will run this command now, so see, right, through eIGRP. Okay, so that's all for today. This is how we can configure BGP backdoor. So if you learn something from this video, please hit on like button. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe this channel. We will meet soon in next video. Till then, stay safe guys. Bye bye.